We love y'all. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's okay. You put some more in her. We talking. We got to start. Hey y'all. How we looking out there, Maya? Everybody wants some tea. Well, where my eggs at? Hey y'all. All right. Y'all ready? Hey, good morning. Welcome to Candid Conversations and Inspirations with Dr. Amina. I got some awesome guests this morning. Yay! So let me introduce my guests to you all. So over here, I have Kim, beauty influencer from Nairobi. Kim be doing her thing, so if you all need any Nairobi products, make sure you reach out to Kim, okay? And lately, Kim been doing these videos on silk pressing, so y'all better check Kim out. All right. Then I have over here, I got my cousin in the house, y'all. So this is Yolanda, First Lady Yolanda. That's what you go by, First Lady? Co-pastor. First Lady oh man. First Lady Co-pastor Yolanda Sims. Hey! And then I have my BFF. I have my homegirl. I have my friend. I have my prayer warrior. All that. This is Patty Cake right here. So you are in for a treat today. We've been doing we got a 3-week series. Okay, Corinne Hawthorne, I'm gonna have to cut you off for a minute. I'll come back to you because won't he do it? All right. Y'all so silly. Look, we got a 3-week segment on beauty for ashes. So ladies, we got a segment just for you because we're going to come up, we're going to glow up together. Last week we talked about, Kim, what was it about hair? So it was all things hair. You there, Kim? Oh, okay, you getting your phones and stuff together? Oh, okay. So we talked about all things hair, natural hair, straight hair, and just talking about the beauty within. So now this week, what did I have that topic as? Women of God on the move?
Yes.
Y'all ready for that? Women of God on the move. Now, don't get it confused because we don't want to give you like women of God, although Yolanda is the first lady, but this is not women of God where we're first ladies, where we're pastoring the church. We are just 4 women of God on the move, meaning that we are allowing God in our life to move us, push us in the right direction. Right. Right, ladies? Because we love them. Because we love them, ain't it? Yeah, y'all talk back to me. So, I want to go right into our topics. We have like 4 topics that we want to talk about, and hopefully we get to all 4 of them. People love Yolanda. So, you all, I've been hearing you. You've been inboxing me. Thank you so much for inboxing me. And so your questions are really deep in what you want to talk about. So we have today, what is said that we will be discussing how to push through difficult situations. So we're going to share our testimony and our stories. And how do you feel as you are aging? Do you feel sexy? Do you feel confident? Are you secure in yourself? Why you lying to what? This Patty right here. I'm innocent. And then we talk about how do you and how do you get to that point, and what is a wilderness experience. I really hope we get into talking about what is a wilderness experience and how do you handle that. All right, so just let's go ahead on and get started. So the first one is, how do you push through difficult situations? Oh wow. That one is good. How do we push through difficult situations? So when times is hard, when we're going through, what does pushing through look like to us? Patty, start off. Let me hear. Let me hear what. What does pushing through look like?
So pushing through to me means that
there's something that happened that threw me off. It didn't feel good. And I had to rely on God to bring me out.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I needed his strength, I needed his power, and I needed his redirection to bring me out.
Yes. Now.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
It's my turn.
It's your turn.
I'm the kind where I have to get by myself. Because when stuff is really, really difficult, like I'm the kind, I don't hear nothing stupid. You know, I'll be like, don't bring me no bad news. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing stupid. I need to hear things that are positive.
Right.
I need somebody around me that's gonna be positive. But just in case that don't happen, I need to get somewhere by myself. I need to get somewhere and put that. Won't you do it? You know?
Right.
I need to saturate myself with what I need to keep myself. You know, because life just gonna be life anyway.
Every day.
Till you die, life gonna be life. Folks gonna be folks. You can't change folks.
Right.
But so that's why a whole lot of times when I need to push through stuff, I need to get by myself so I can get my mind together. I need to get my mind together so that I can be what I need to be in order to push through. You know.
Have you ever experienced that when you at that point? And like you said, how you need to just be by yourself. Do it seem like on the other end, people don't understand where you at and they think maybe...
Because they expect you, they expect me to react like they react, and I'm just one of them odd ones. You want me to act a fool, but I'm not.
Right.
I'm not going to act a fool. Just give me a minute.
I will.
I know that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to make me. You're not going to make me. So just give me a minute.
So you're saying that when you
like,
push...
what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm like, nothing. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to react the right way and to respond the right way to whatever that difficult situation is. And it ain't no going around it. You got to go through it.
Right.
So just give me a minute.
Right.
Give me a second. You know.
So you are. It's okay when you pushing through that you have a moment, season, years that you by yourself. And when you by yourself and you pushing through, family may not understand, your husband may not understand, your kids may not understand, your BFF may not understand. But you got something to add? While I'm doing a lot of talking, about that.
I agree with both of them. For me, I had to learn that not only do I need to stay to myself, I need to be still so I can hear his direction.
Pull it up. Let me see the next one. And then I would say too, like pushing through for me. I just recently had somebody to ask me, and she said, so how did she say this? We was on the phone, and she wanted to know what did I do when I was going through. So I believe when we talk about pushing through, this is going into with one of our other topics when we talk about in the wilderness experience. And what I had to tell her was, first of all, I was very encouraged when she asked me, what did I do? And I was like, girl, do you know I'm going through right now?
It's all happening as we speak.
Do you know I'm in a wilderness experience right now?
Man.
But you know what? The beauty of it is, and this is what I'm talking about as far as when you have a relationship with God and women on the move for God, because you'll start learning how to navigate in your life, how to go through without looking like you're going through.
Yeah, well.
And so when she said that to me, I'm like, girl, I am going through right now. I am in a wilderness experience right now. But what I'm learning in a wilderness experience, like, oh, and I took some notes on this because, you know, when you start, when you're going through and when God is working with you, through you, and working on you, you get to a place, like you were saying, of solitude. You're quiet, you're taking notes because every moment is crucial. You don't know when God is speaking to you. So when he's speaking, you're writing it down.
Yes.
And not only that, you know how when you read something, then there's bullet points. You start having bullet points, you start having bullet points for your life. Okay, I feel like I'm doing a whole lot of talking.
No,
It's like God is deliberately, he's making me listen. Because I'm so reread at times. He's making me listen. He's pushing me to listen because I'm not listening. He's deliberately making me listen.
Right. So that wilderness experience, you know, so I just want to tell you all out here right now, because I know a lot of you all are going through a wilderness experience. How I know, because I'm looking at Facebook. Okay. I read your Facebook status. I'm looking at your posts. And so I know that you're going through. I know that you're going through because it's what you keep speaking about over and over and over again. So when I was going through, when I first started going through wilderness experience, trust me, you all, I was like the children of Israel. Man, I just kept going through, but I was over 40 years, okay? And it's just like, God just like, girl, right here, you just, yeah, I'm right here. Like, you don't, pass this, please pass this test. If you pass this one, then I can take you on to the next. And
okay.
Go ahead.
No,
I want
go ahead.
Kim to break down, like, quickly what a wilderness experience is, because somebody might be listening and might not be able to connect with what we're talking about, a wilderness experience. The terminology might be a little, so if you could just quickly break that down, that would be great.
So,
okay, Patty Cake.
Thank you. For me, I define it as when you reach the point in your life where you don't recognize yourself anymore. You don't recognize your surroundings. You're not sure how to react or to respond. Nothing is familiar. Mm-hmm. You know, how you used to handle things is not how you want to handle things, how you choose to handle things. And you don't even recognize yourself to the point where you just don't know what to do. So you kind of pull away. Mm-hmm. So that, to me, that's a wilderness experience. It's not like anything that you've ever experienced before. It's different. It kind of takes you out of your element. Mm-hmm. So you don't know how to respond or react. So you have to depend on God. You don't have a choice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kim, that was good. I like how you broke that down. And I noticed that with myself, I was getting wilderness experience confused with depression. Mm. Because
but you can be overwhelmed with anxiety and depressed in the wilderness.
Yeah,
it's all a part of it, because these are things about yourself that you don't even recognize.
Right. So,
well, it's ready to what I was getting ready to say.
Okay.
Is that
bring your voice up a little bit?
Can y'all hear me? Okay. Is that okay? I had a situation happen the other night. And somebody was having like some vomiting going on, physical vomiting. And in that experience, God just gave me like a whole epiphany about this vomiting. And I was just like, okay. And he said, what is inside of a human body that should not be has got to come out. So if there is something foreign inside you, it's going to have to come out. So whether that's through sweating, tearing, nasal drip, vomiting, defecation, urination, your human body is going to figure out a way to get rid of that.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, the same thing on the spiritual level. Okay. When you're going through a wilderness experience, God told me this. Now, I don't want to be, too spiritual, but he said this. That whatever that's in you, that ain't like him, baby, that thing gonna have to come out.
They gotta come out.
It's gonna, and by any means. That's why sometimes we keep going round and round. You be like, man, I just did this test, man, because there's still stuff in you, that need to come out.
Ain't you
because
tired? Ain't you tired of going around and around and around and around?
Wow.
Yeah. So that was just like huge to me. And I'm like, God, help me to allow you to let whatever that is not like you, let me release it. Because sometimes we just keep it.
Because it's familiar.
It's exactly. So what she said with the
Yolanda, you're saying that in the wilderness experience, and in order for it to get out, there's a certain way that we need to position or handle ourselves while we're going through this wilderness experience, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I would say for me, that I noticed that what I needed to work on when I was going through the wilderness experience was my attitude and how I saw things. Yeah. And when you're going through a wilderness experience, this is your time to be as positive as possible. Okay, so we got an audience. So if y'all see me look over there, we growing, y'all. We got an audience over here. Yeah, we got a live audience.
I was seeing stuff like, do this,
is. Scoot on, brother. It's how you view things.
Yes.
Now I'm talking.
Yes,
I'm talking about me. And I know that there was just one thing, there's a lot of things, but it was just one thing that will always keep nagging at me. And every time I had the chance, I talked about it. I don't care if it was to a stranger. It was thing like I always found a way to just bring this up. So kind of like, how am I going to help you and you keep bringing this up? You keep talking about it. You keep reliving it. So when you're going through a wilderness experience, first of all, when we talk about I'm living my best life and glow up, do you know that wilderness experience is your glow up time?
Yeah, it is.
This is when you can glow up.
Man.
This is when you can grow up. This is when God can really use you. This is the time that, look, do not rely on your own strength. This is the time that you pray like, God, I need your mind. God, I need your heart. God, I need you to help me. Now, this is we poor women of God. This is how I know. This is how I talk to God. Now, is this what y'all do? When y'all going through?
100. Yeah. I mean, I think you touched on something that's really, really important because Yolanda talked about a situation with the vomiting. A lot of people are not familiar with that. When you said that, I know exactly what you're talking about. So that's a little deep and so another level, but I want to go back to what you said. Sometimes when you're in a wilderness experience, you are depressed. There are a lot of people who have not accepted God into their lives, so they don't get this deepness that we get. So we're going to say this. We're going to say this as far as what Dr. Nina said with the whole depression thing. You can confuse the wilderness experience with depression. You can confuse, oh, I got too much on my back. Oh, I'm anxious. I mean, there are a lot of things that are psychologically connected to your wilderness experience. And so, what are we saying? We're saying that God is first.
God is
and
first.
That, you know, whatever you're going through, you got to pray your way out of it. I'm passing the time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to stay long when I talk, y'all. I'm going to say a little bit.
Okay, what you got to say?
I was going to say one of the most important things about that experience is that you have to be real and keep it real with yourself the entire time.
Yes.
Like Amina was saying that she noticed there was one specific thing. I mean, we all have to get that raw and uncut with ourselves to understand that whatever it is that keeps coming up, you got to dig deeper and try to understand why is it that this is a big point for you. Why do you have to keep talking about this? Why do you keep reliving this?
Yes.
For what? And then once you get to the bottom of it, you can release it. You'll understand it, and you can.
It could be divorce. It could be kids that are out of control. It could be a bad job. It could be
everything shows up as a lesson. Everything.
Yep.
And you got to look at it like that.
So,
everything shows up in your life as a lesson.
Was you about to say something, Yolanda? Okay, go.
Oh no, I was going to say that I've been in a season of wilderness for a couple of years now. And I remember sitting at the kitchen counter and I asked God, well, I told God, I said, I don't want to fix my mouth to ask you how long. Well, how long? I didn't, you know, I didn't, because I was just like, you know, just
Did you
come
say how
on.
long did Jesus? Did you just say how long? Did you say, oh, Heavenly Father, how long did Jesus? Was you
No,
like,
I said like that. I said, you know, I don't want to fix my mouth to ask you how long, but God, how long is this season going to be for me? And he, you know, that glow up, like you said, he said you need to adjust. I said, well, I thought I was good at adjusting, you know, when your coins ain't together, you know, you cook instead of going out, and, you know, so I'm like, I know how to adjust. He said,
Right.
He said, you need to adjust.
Yeah.
And I was like, adjust? And he said exactly what you just said, that you need to adjust your perspective.
Yes.
And I was like, what? He said, stop looking at this like that, and stop looking at that like this. He said, adjust how you see it, adjust how you're hearing about it, adjust what you're saying about it. Stop all that complaining. You need to speak what you want to see. That's what I'm saying. Then you won't keep complaining about the same thing.
Right.
Don't. He said, in everything, give thanks.
Give thanks. Wait a minute. You say that, so when you say adjust, won't God check us? Oh my goodness, won't he check us? So you know at the beginning when I said that somebody was on the phone asking me like, how did you go through? And you know, and I'm proud like, hey, I'm glad that she didn't even notice. And what God let me know was that that's just the outer. Just because you smiling, because you may look nice, okay, that's fine and dandy. But you still not passing that test because
That's
what's
right.
in you?
Man, that's right.
What's in you when they don't see you?
Yeah.
What's in you when you go into that store and somebody done teed you off? How did you respond? What's in you that when your husband call on the phone and you looking like, dang, what do he want right now? Yeah, what? Yeah, he's still here, like, yeah, right. Y'all, we just keeping it candid, we keeping it real, because I'm sure that you got a mate out there that you look at like, oh, woe is me, like, this uncircumcised Phyllis.
Oh, she's uncircumcised.
Where you come from?
It's uncircumcised.
That's a whole nother segment.
But that's what happens when you make your own choices and you get with people that God didn't put you with now.
Oh, that's gonna be
Well.
okay.
Why he'll put you with him?
Because you place yourself in the arms of a man and make him your husband, and God had nothing to do with it.
Wait a minute. She just said something real deep. Say what you just said, Yolanda, or he'll put you with them to blow you up. Why?
What I say?
That's
Perimenopause.
See, y'all, when you going through a wilderness experience, it is so important to be around positive people.
Yeah.
You cannot just be around anybody anymore. I don't care if it is your cousin. You got to change your circle. You got to be around somebody that's going to tell you the truth, somebody that loves you.
That's
you got to, your atmosphere, everything has to change when you're going through, because if not, you're repeating the same thing. This is somebody, because now, when you're going through and you don't change, it'd be like, for an example, I'll call Yolanda on the phone. Yolanda, girl, did you see her and when she did? And now Yolanda like, girl, yeah. How did you change? How is God going to bless you? How's he going to take you out the situation? You complaining, the person you calling is complaining.
That ain't good.
It's just not going to work like that. Even on Facebook, your Facebook status should be changing. And you know what helps me keep now? I'm a bypass from the wilderness experience. Day before yesterday, I told Jada that when I die, something came on Facebook where what is it called? That person can be over your Facebook account.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so you can designate your daughter or somebody, and they can they can take over your account. And so when I said that, when I told Jada that I wanted her to take over my account, God said, now I'm holding you accountable. What do you even post on Facebook? What do you even want to be left on Facebook? Even when you gone, what is it that your daughter going to see? What is the last thing the viewers are going to see? Or what is the last thing that the viewers are going to know about you when you leave this earth? When you leave this earth, what is your post going to say? Are you like, shoot them up? Do you got guns? Do you got... what you doing? Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so...
That's what she's saying. In other words, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing on Facebook? What are you doing at your job? What are you doing with your family? What are you doing?
This with your wilderness. We're trying to help you while you're going through your wilderness experience.
So what I said, I forget.
What you said?
What I said is that sometimes he'll put you with somebody, and he will not change them because he's trying to change you.
All right, that was good.
Well, will he put you with somebody and change you, or will you put you with somebody and he'll change you and they still the same? What's going on?
Patty, that's gonna be part 3. We on part 2.
Yeah, we can't do the main topic because it's just.
So the next part 3 gonna be deliverance and and forgiveness. And wait a minute, that may end up being a whole season. Yeah.
So you gotta give us more than 30 minutes, but you gotta give us a whole day.
A whole day,
Forgiveness.
Right. So, oh man, this is good. Kim, you got something to add? Because,
yeah, just to be patient with yourself. It's all a process.
Okay. You said, say that again.
Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself because it's a process. Take a deep breath and relax.
Be patient and
Say
be
that
kind
to me
with
like
yourself.
Because I don't have no patience, like for real. Like, ooh, my patience is.
So then, if we know that it's something that we don't have, then this is our time as women of God. This is what, Lord, please give me patience. Now, we got to be careful because when he asks us for patience, it's going to come at you. Yeah. See, I know I have road rage, so if I'm asking God for patience, what I'm going to do with somebody just skirt in front of me, what I'm going to do? Because, see, I be blowing a horn, beeping them like I'm going to follow them. Yeah, so anyway. Look, y'all gonna know all my little business. Y'all gonna be like, Amina, you do all of that? Yeah. And I'll be like, nah. That's why you at the light with me. Nah.
So. Okay, that was just a moment. It'll be all right.
I really hope that we are helping someone out there. I hope our candid conversation is really helping. And before we end this, we just want to talk about, just being a woman. The next question was about aging. How do you feel as you are aging? Do you feel sexy? Do you feel confident? Do you feel secure in yourself? Are you relaxed? And how did you get to that point? All right. So who want to start us off with that one? Okay. How did you feel as a woman?
Okay, y'all, they're doing this because I'm the oldest chick at the table, but baby, I'm the wisest. And let me tell you something.
Give it to us.
Age does not matter to me. It never has. I don't know why, but the thing that I don't like about the aging is Yolanda likes my gray hair. I don't. It'll be gone Thursday. The gray hair is so rude and ignorant. I don't like that with the part of aging. And then the flashing,
well,
I don't
young
like
people
that.
with gray hair.
Yeah, but did they put it in there or did it grow?
I've been seeing some young people be growing with the gray.
Okay, y'all. I don't have a problem with age, but I do have a problem with the gray, and I do have a problem with the flashing.
Okay. Press pause. I got a remedy for the flashing.
Oh, what is it? Don't tell me no remedy for the flashing. Just answer the question about aging.
I got a remedy.
I got a remedy.
Cut your sugar intake.
Yeah, that is it.
Oh, I have to cut that anyway.
Cut your caffeine and your sugar intake, and your flashes will stop.
Okay.
Jeez.
Now, as far as with me with aging, how do I feel? I am starting to feel like a woman. I feel what? I do. I feel graceful. I'm starting to feel just beautiful. I like the woman that I am becoming. I notice that as I'm getting older, my poise, everything is changing. My sister doesn't like the word sexy, but I do. First of all, I'm married, so I should feel sexy. And it may not depend on how people define sexy. So I just feel like a woman. I'm starting to feel good. I am appreciating things like even I would say like even with my home, even with my home, it's like I like to decorate where things just look nice and beautiful. This is me as a woman. And it's just like how I view things. I like looking at other women. I like looking at you all. So when y'all walked in the door, like, hey, y'all look cute. I mean,
and don't y'all twist that up because we're coming for you.
Yeah, when I say I like looking at other women, I like how other women are positioning themselves. I like looking at other women that is older, where I can look up to, that I can glean from, that I can learn from. Yeah, like that. So, yeah, the confidence level, my confidence level is getting, just much better. And yeah, so I feel good as a woman.
I got a little twist that I made. Because just thinking about it, I've always been small and petite. A lot of people, oh, you look so young, and all of this. But I love me. I feel comfortable and confident in who I'm becoming. But what worries me about aging is that I'm not sure if the people around me appreciate who I'm becoming. And I'm like, sometimes it causes me to shrink. I'm just being honest.
I understand totally.
Sometimes it causes me to shrink. I'm like, I've always been a no-nonsense person, but I'm even more No, it's zero.
Zero tolerance.
I'm saying it's just zero tolerance, and I'm like, Lord, help me, because I'm just getting where I'm just be like, no, and you can't make me. No, you know.
Yolanda, I understand
like,
totally because I don't. By me being a daddy's girl, and I notice that when I'm around him, it's like I shrink. It's like I resort back to like a little kid. Like I was with him the other day. We was at Lowe's. I got this big old coat on with the little hood on. I mean, if I was by myself, first of all, when I haven't even worn that coat, so I don't even know why I put that on. I just put on like, I'm about to be with my daddy. We about to go look for a refrigerator. And so it's like, it's hard because then how he talks to me, Dad, I'm almost 50 years old. Yeah. But I don't show him
That's because that's okay.
Is that normal?
Okay. Yeah, I'm a daddy's girl, so you just automatically regress because you think about how they've always been there for you, how they worked hard to make sure you had everything you had. My daddy was a fireman, and baby, we had everything that we needed. I mean, everything. So it's like a regression on the good side of things because you are flashing back to when you were a child and things were all taken care of. Now you're an adult and ain't nothing taken care of. You got to work 15 jobs.
Yeah.
So when you're with your daddy and you're a daddy's girl, it's just automatically because you're going to be like, Daddy. That's my daddy.
What you got to say, Kim? How do you feel as a woman?
Well, I've always had confidence issues. I always thought that I had I had a pretty face, but I was always uncomfortable with my body.
Mm-hmm.
So my weight has fluctuated over the years, but at the tender age of 45, I have decided that I am beautiful, big or small,
left or right,
okay,
left or right, thin or white.
Yes, auntie.
So yeah, I've gotten more comfortable in my skin. I don't really care so much what other people think.
Excuse me, you guys. Drop that sweater off your shoulder. I wanted to tell you that before it started. Drop that sweater off, Kim. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it.
See how she
Patty.
See how she do it.
I want her little top to be showing. I like it.
You all, so this just goes, we're just letting you know that we all go through. But what helps us go through is our relationship with God, building a relationship with God, having that foundation. What does it say? I'm leaning and depending on Him. You cannot lean and depend on your own self. You cannot lean and depend on your own mind because you and yourself, you will mess your own self up. And you have to ask God, Lord, give me that heart. Give me that mind. Show me, what is it that needs to be changed? How do I depend on you? So our whole life now is just totally depending on God. So, Kim.
Protect your peace at all costs.
I like that. Protect your peace.
Protect your peace at all costs.
That's huge.
Anybody want to end with something?
I'm just grateful to God. I'm grateful to God first and foremost, and I'm grateful for you guys. And what God has for us to do is just mind-blowing. I just feel like it's on a whole nother level. And I'm grateful.
Grateful. Protect your peace.
I love that.
Patty says she's grateful.
Protect your peace at all costs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I learned that in the last 2 years.
So this song that I'm playing right now, it says that I would never be bound again. I got my liberty. I'm finally free. And this is what I've been playing this song all this week. As we've been talking about the wilderness experience, going through, and what we're talking about being a woman, and then we mentioned even like marriage, relationships. I'm not bound. And I'm praying to God to keep me free. And not only that, it's what you speak is what you say. So I'm free. I am not bound. I got my liberty. And so you all keep your peace at all costs. This was a good segment.
Michelle, you are.
But we're still on Facebook. Right here, Michelle. Oh, Kim had something else. You said that you want to read that? Add that to your post?
Your post.
Okay.
Post.
We done with filming?
Turn that down some.
Since we still on here and we're about to end. Kim had this beautiful scripture. Read what you had.
Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Amen. And
Amen.
Philippians 4:13, I can do all things, not some things, all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you all. That's it. So I want to let me through Kim. Excuse me. All right, ladies. Hey y'all. All right.
Absolute pleasure to meet you.
Oh my God.
Girl,
Mean that your
ignore
camera?
us.
No.
Oh my God.